This is the modular bottle. And in this review, I'm going to attempt to answer the question that I was trying to find an answer for before I bought it. I'll tell you the story of how I got my hands into this bottle while you watch the unboxing. First time I saw this modular bottle was on Kickstarter, probably like through an ad, maybe a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, whenever it was on Kickstarter. And I loved the idea of the bottle. I loved that it was a plastic bottle with an interior made of glass. Isn't that an incredible idea? How didn't anyone else think about this before? I also loved that the capacity was big and that it had an infuser inside. Isn't that incredible? All I ever wanted, a bottle for tea with the right amount, because 250 mils is really pathetic. I was dumbfounded. I thought to myself, this is the perfect bottle. I must buy it. And then I saw the price. And then I thought, yeah, I don't think I can justify this bottle right now. Plus it's on Kickstarter, and you never know if things on Kickstarter end up turning out to be what they claim to be or they promise to be one day. So I didn't buy it. And look, a couple of years went by and I didn't really need a bottle like this. I've been doing a lot of work at home or at church, and I always had access to a kitchen with a mug and tea. So I didn't really need a bottle to carry my tea around. But then my circumstances changed, and I was looking for a bottle that would allow me to carry tea with me wherever I went. And honestly, I hate the idea of carrying tea in a plastic bottle. And metal bottles are alright, I suppose, but my problem is they're usually really small, they are hard to clean, really not a great situation. And then I saw an ad for this bottle again, and I remembered I saw this bottle before on Kickstarter. I wonder what's going on. And I went to the website, I was like, wow, they have new stock. They were successful. They are selling it. This is incredible. So I did a little bit of research, looked at some videos, looked a little bit dodgy, not completely, a little bit risky, not as risky as a Kickstarter. But I couldn't find a video like this one. And I was tossing up between this bottle or a T2 bottle. But the T2 bottle, yes, it has an infuser, it has this double glass, but it is glass outside. I don't want to carry a bottle that is glass on the outside. It's also quite small compared to this one. So I thought, you know what, let me buy this bottle, and that's what I did. And then, after buying the bottle, I looked at reviews. And I was a little bit worried. Some said that they bought it on Kickstarter and never received the bottle. Some said that the glass is not really borosilicate glass and broke really easily, and there's even a photo of their hand bleeding. Like, how do you break the glass of the bottle and then cut yourself? I mean, look, it could happen, but you have to be quite skilled, I think. But anyway, like, it's a real, like, why would you make that up either, right? But overall, the reviews were not great, and the reviews on their website were too good, like, too good to be true. So I was worried. And what did I do? I messaged them on Instagram immediately and said, hey, you better send me this bottle. I'm paraphrasing here. And they said, no, don't worry. And to make things better, a few days later, I got an email saying, we are changing our shipping providers to solve problems, or whatever they said. And I'm like, what? Changing? What? No, just ship the thing to me, man. What the heck? So I replied to the email and saying, great email, terrible email, actually. You didn't even provide a timeline. You just said what? So I went on Instagram and pressured them, and they said, oh no, we're gonna ship it next week. And they kind of did. They provided a tracking code. I had to bug them a lot. But anyway, I got the bottle. But it's not really the bottle I ordered. Man, can they get anything right? I did not order the tall bottle. I bought a standard bottle. The only thing I cared about the bottle was the infuser and the glass inside. And then I bought an extender with a taller glass because I wanted the option of using either a small bottle or a large bottle. Even the small bottle is actually a good amount of liquid, so I was actually pretty happy. But what I ended up getting was a tall bottle, not just with the infuser, but with everything else, including a straw, including a sleeve, a neoprene sleeve, and of course the cups, different cups, which is interesting. I like it. That's a good idea. But I also got this protein shaker bowl thing. I didn't want this. I didn't want this straw, and I didn't want this sleeve, but fine, like they gave it to me. And where's my small bottle, man? What is this? I messaged the guy on Instagram. I said I was making a YouTube video, and then the designer, allegedly, I don't know, like, how do I verify, right? It's their account. It's the Modular Bottle account. started messaging me because I think he was worried. Isn't that funny? Imagine if I had more subscribers, then they would really be worried. But I thought I'm gonna make a review because I wish I had this video before I bought this bottle. So if you're looking for this bottle, if you're thinking about buying it, hopefully this video is helpful. The reason why I didn't make this video earlier is because one, I was busy, and two, because I wanted to use the bottle for some time so I can give an informed opinion of how good or bad this bottle is. First, let me talk about the things that I really like. I love that it's glass inside. Honestly, this is great. And by the way, because people were saying that the glass was potentially not borosilicate glass, I tested it. How did I test it, you might ask? Well, I measured the density of the glass. Borosilicate glass is slightly lower density than normal glass, and according to my measurements, which are accurate, plus or minus 10%, maybe 5%, depends who you ask, this is borosilicate glass. Okay, if it breaks easily, it's borosilicate glass. According to my, again, it's not 100% guaranteed, but I am confident. I'm confident it's borosilicate glass. I love that the interior of this bottle is glass. Love it. That's it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kind of kidding. I love that the outside is plastic. Now, there's lots of parts. There's lots of moving parts. There's this secret compartment, which I haven't used it yet. And upon talking with the designer of the bottle, he said that one of the things that he learned from making this bottle that he would like to improve for version 2 is there's too many parts, and it's hard. It's hard to make parts that fit well because you have to have a molding for each plastic part you're making, and that's expensive, and it's hard to make them fit well. And there's a lot of parts. This, which by the way, I wasn't able to remove it yet. And I'm so worried I'm gonna break this. I can't get this part off. This is it's modular, right? This part is supposed to come off so you can have the smaller glass inside, which by the way, I don't have because they sent me the wrong order. But I can't even remove this. And the guy told me on Instagram, it won't break, but man, I'm trying here, okay? I'm trying. Am I this weak? Carlos from the future here with an update. Wow, look! I managed to get this part off. It was not by trying really hard. It was one day I was washing the bottle and accidentally got water in between this part and this other part, the frosted part. And it came off really easily. I think it was the water, I suppose. And they also sent me a small glass bottle. Hey! So now I have the option of having a small bottle or a large bottle. But since I got the small bottle, the small glass, I haven't changed it. It's pretty good. It's like 500 mils or something, 450. Which is not bad. Compared to the 250 ml bottles, so much better. But I love that it is plastic and glass all fitting together. Very nice, super easy to clean. Another great thing about this bottle, super easy to clean. I love that. I love that so much. I also appreciate that they sent 3 of those gaskets. This is important because when you put the glass here, the lid, you put the gasket first, and that's when you can do it without this lid here. I mean, you can do either way, right? But the idea is that this comes around and there's a very specific way that this goes in, but it will do one like a little bit and then it kind of locks. It locks in, and that's it. It's locked in place, and now you can put your lid. Now there's different lids. There's this one, if you want something simpler. I do like this one because I like how easy it is to open and close through the little flappy things, whatever they call it. But yeah, those are the options. Or you have this other one here, which is nice because this one is just like a lift. Yeah, very nice. And it's pretty good when it comes to leakage. Haven't had a problem with leakage yet. Could it happen? Maybe. But I haven't had a problem with it yet. And then there's this other one, which is like a, what do they call it? Flat cap, which you like open and close. Yeah, like that. I don't usually use this one. And to use this one, you actually have to, it's not as simple as just changing this 3 ways of closing the standard lid. To do this one, you actually have to detach this, and instead of using this one, then you have to put this one on and close it with this. So it's a whole different situation to use this one. It's not as easy as just swapping a cap, right? You actually have to, but it should just work. It should just work. It fits really nicely. I think I might have to, because I never use this one, so I don't even know. You have to, maybe I have to put the gasket first, and then, yeah, see, that's it. Gasket first, put it in here. But I'm not gonna use this one anyway, so I'm gonna take it off. Things I don't like about this bottle. This is one of the things that was one of the reviews, is that this piece here, it locks in the same direction as the cap. Can you see what problem that could cause? Yes, that could cause all sorts of problems. If you tie it too much, when you go to undo this, sometimes, it happened to me a couple of times, not many times, I'll be honest, not many times, but sometimes this whole thing comes off when you twist it. Not ideal. Could have done, do this in a different direction, this in a different direction, then you avoid that completely, right? Or maybe do a different mechanism. Another thing that worries me, but I'm only going to find out with time, is how long will this top here fit nicely? Because over time the plastic will wear out, and perhaps it will be much easier for it to come off. And because you're holding the bottle by this part on the top, if it comes off, the whole bottle will just fall and you end up just holding this top part over here. See, a little bit problematic if you ask me. Another thing that I thought it was weird, like some bad design here, is that the glass part goes in here, right? And it is supported by this silicone sleeve here. So you put it in, and the silicone sleeve kind of keeps it snug with the plastic somewhat, plus the gasket, plus the top here. But I found it fascinating that the bottom part, even though it's a little bit indented, it had no support on the bottom. So basically it was dangling like that and only being supported by the top here, nothing on the bottom. So I attempted to fix that by putting some foam in the bottom. You can't really see, I don't know if you can see. You can actually see. And I had to put like 3 little foam stickers for it to even be touching the glass. I don't understand why the bottle is not designed like that already, so it holds the glass in the bottom, make it a bit more stable. Perhaps a version 2, if you're watching this video, people from the Modular Bottle, should think about that. I haven't used a straw. I do like that this matches the orange matches. That's a nice touch, but this is just like a cheap metal straw. There's nothing special about this straw. I haven't tested this, have no idea how good it is. But let me talk to you about the infuser, because it's one of the reasons why I bought this bottle. The way you put the infuser, okay, is on the inside. There's a thread on the inside here. So you get this infuser, and the infuser has 2 parts. It has a bottom part, it has a top part. You can just put the infuser with just the bottom part, but then what happens is, if you put the infuser here, because the way it works is you screw it to this top part, if I can do it, screw, there you go. Now the infuser is attached to the top part, and then if you put the gasket, there's lots of parts. I don't mind, to be honest. Put it in here. Now your bottle has an infuser. Unfortunately, you can't see because it's hidden behind this black piece over here, but there's an infuser in there. If I don't put the top part and I put tea here whenever I drink, of course I'll be drinking the tea leaves, which is not great. An alternative, I haven't tried that yet. An alternative would be to put the leaves inside the glass, only put the bottom part of the infuser, and then the tea leaves are not gonna come to your mouth. Yeah, okay, I could try that. The thing with the infuser, let me tell you the problem with this infuser. Problem number 1, it's quite high. So by the time you pour the hot water inside and the water actually reaches the leaves, it's not 100 degrees anymore. I'm a little bit picky with my tea. Also because the bottle is really tall, you have to fill all the way up and then it gets really hot, and then I'm just being picky here. But the biggest problem with this infuser is that whenever I had both parts in, both the bottom and the top, put tea leaves inside, screw it in. There's a lot of screwing and a lot of modules and a lot of things to put together, okay? Screw it in. Screw it in. Let's go. Oh my gosh, why is it not... What? There's something wrong here. Surely. Did I break it already? Look, I wouldn't be surprised. Feels like it's getting a little bit loose. Oh well. Okay. Yeah, oh wow, the thread is not... We're finding new problems. I don't know what happened. Maybe the plastic expanded. I actually don't know, honestly. No idea. But here's the thing. Let's just assume it's working, okay? When you put the infuser in here and you pour hot water, the holes are so small, which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. But there's not a lot of space for air to escape. So what happens is it takes a long time for you to be able to pour water to fill up the entire bottle, because if you pour too quickly it overflows. Not good, not great. I just be making tea using tea bags. I don't use the infuser at all. I used maybe once or twice. It's a bit disappointing. Infuser, but I'll try the idea that I just shared with you of putting the leaves inside, attaching the infuser, drinking. Yeah, that might actually be better, you know?
Hey, it's Carlos from the future again. Here is what I do if I want to do tea with leaves. Okay, first I brew the tea with the leaves inside, and then that's when I get the infuser and put it in, either the bottom part or the top part. Usually I use the top part, but I can't find it anywhere, so I'm gonna demonstrate with the bottom part. You attach the thing here, right? Basically. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then you just put the lid. Sometimes it's easier without the cap on. In here. Yeah, it just overflew everywhere. Again, the holes, okay? I didn't learn my lesson, did I? Put too much water. Okay, this is what you do. Learn from me. You put hot water, enough hot water just so it's hot, like around here, and then you put the infuser, and then you put cold water so it's drinkable. Otherwise it's too hot. Unless you just like it really hot, then you just get more hot water. Of course, I made a mess. Let's try again. Slowly. There you go. Now when you drink, the leaves stay there. They don't get out of the bottle and into your mouth, so it's fine.
So the question is, should you buy it? That is a good question. Look, you might get your order, you might get a different order, just like what happened to me. To be honest, it's quite expensive for what it is. But if you're like me and you wanted a plastic bottle with a glass interior in a large capacity, I honestly haven't found another bottle that does that. I actually looked. Haven't found it. I didn't want double glass because I don't want to break the outside. I also don't know how resistant this is. I haven't tried to break it and I don't want to because this is the only bottle I have. So should you buy it? Quick summary of the things that I really like about the bottle. Internal glass, external plastic, large capacity, very easy to clean. I mean, excluding the part that you have to take all the parts, but I've had many water bottles, my kids have many water bottles, and some of them are such a pain to clean, to take it apart, to like the silicone parts and stuff. This one, so easy. And honestly, you don't have to clean the outside, you don't have to clean the plastic. All you have to do is clean the glass and this plastic here, which by the way, forgot to mention, first time I put hot water in it, it smelled a little bit. Hopefully this is BPA free. I don't know. I imagine it is. They wouldn't make a bottle with toxic plastic, right? Or if you like the design, which again, very cool design. I love the way it looks. I love being able to see my drink through the frosted acrylic. Very cool. But do consider the fact that I don't know how long it's gonna last. Their logistics is a little bit problematic. You might have to send them messages after you put your order through just to make sure they ship the order to you. It is what I did, and I got it eventually. And some of the parts are pretty cheap, like the straw and even the diffuser, to be honest. Like, it's cheap. This plastic here, it bends so easily. Cheap. No wonder that it's not screwing properly anymore. But this part, I really like it. I've been using it almost every day. Really enjoy it. Love having my tea. 700 and something mils of tea. It's great. But do buy it at your own risk. Don't blame me. I'm making this video so you can make an informed decision. Wasn't paid by them. I actually spent money on this bottle. I actually spent a lot of time stressing out with them. Just to give a little example of what dealing with them is like. When I first received, and I messaged them on Instagram, I said, hey, this is the wrong order, what the heck? And I said I was gonna make a YouTube video and this and that. Then the designer started talking to me and he was like, oh yeah, you know, there's some problems with, it's hard to make lots of parts that fit together. Again, I'm paraphrasing, which I understand and agree. And then he said, oh, the logistic problems, you know, we're still in the beginning. I mean, you've been there for 3 years. Come on. Couldn't send me the right order, but all right. And then he said, we're gonna send you a small bottle as well. And look, I've been using this bottle. It's fine. I don't have time to be stressed about this, right? But today I got an email saying, hey, review the products you received. And I replied saying, I didn't actually receive the products you think I received. And they couldn't understand. They were like, no, you did. You have a tracking number. I was like, yeah, bro, yes, I do have a tracking number. You sent me the wrong thing. I actually had to send pictures of what the website says. They tried to tell me, no, you, based on what you ordered, that's what you should have received. It's like, no, let me teach you from your own website. And I screenshotted and sent it. And then they're like, oh, okay, we're gonna send you a small glass as well. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Let me know if you buy this bottle. Let me know if it worked for you, if you enjoy it. I'm not associated with them in any way. This is not sponsored. I paid for this bottle. Maybe I feel like I'm part of the staff because I message them so often. But no. Buy at your own risk. But do let me know. Let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. See you next time.